Let's go. It's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
Why do we really lose touch?
Crap, now I'm late. I gotta go.
Hey, I feel like we both have stuff we're not sharing. Next time we hang, no secrets. Okay?
Yeah. Maybe. If you're on time. See you soon, short stuff.
You know I'm taller than you now, right?
Not in here.
Alright guys, so we're back with another Spider-Man game, and Miles is given proper respect in this spin-off to one of the greatest, if not greatest, mainline superhero games of all time. This time Peter has to go on vacation and leaves Miles in charge of protecting New York City after an insane opening in which the Rhino smashes through some buildings because he's a crazy dude, and going through the mall, both Peter and Miles work together to take him down. And then things slow down a little, and we get that sweet, sweet slice-of-life drama that I love with Miles and his friends and family. Listen, the story is simple. Miles wants to take down a major corporation that's hurting a lot of people, but to do that, him and his best friend have to work together. While that's happening, he meets up with his childhood friend, and right away, you see the sparks fly as you kind of learn that he's way into her, and maybe she's way into him. The plot gets a lot darker, though, as it goes on, and I really connected to what's happening with Miles and his kind of responsibility he feels towards his friends and family. I have to say, the story was far better than I ever expected. A real emotional connection that you get from the get-go with Miles and his family and friends, especially on the fact that he's trying to protect everyone while balancing out a normal teenage life. This is a bit different than Peter, who's a grown man in this series, so it feels a lot more like, can we keep this all together, teenage life drama going on? And guess what? I'm here for it. By the end, I was getting a little bit teary-eyed from the events that unfold. And I will say, probably, that this story is actually on the same level as the original, and both are being fantastic stories, but I actually think this one was paced a little bit better, being that it was shorter.
Yeah, what do we do?
Let us raise temperature.
Oh, bad, very bad.
The main core gameplay is similar to the first. Swinging around the city is still a blast. Miles moves a bit different, showing off more tricks and such, like you expect from a teenager. I also really enjoyed the fact that you feel a little bit weaker than Peter in some ways, like you can't take as many hits, but you pack a super venom blast, which does outrageous damage and looks awesome. It really just keeps the balance, and I can't wait to really see how they implement it and do it different in the second Spider-Man game, where it looks like you get to play as both at the same time, or maybe different times, but the fact that you get to play with them both and maybe make them a little bit different will be awesome, so they did a good job here. Talking about gadgets, they seem a lot more useful this time around. Using things like cloning of yourself or remote mines that explode in the spider webs is awesome and really helps change the tide of the battles. As always, the boss fights, though, are the highlight, and watching Miles swing around under to the side and take out an enemy in this epic God of War style finish is so great.
This ends here, Alexei! Hey, man! Is the raft really that bad? You sure you don't want to just, go back?
This time, the side missions are also a lot better. Getting to choose from your phone, missions from people will text you or call you. They lost a cat, they need help finding someone, someone's hurt, someone's scared, you gotta take out a gang. Whatever the reason is, they reach out to you, and you feel more like a superhero for hire without getting the money, but getting the experience points. And I love that. It makes me feel like a teenager doing what's right, and being the new Spider-Man in town, he has to prove himself. He wants to prove that he is the Spider-Man or one of the Spider-Mans, and that is awesome. Also, the missions themselves are much more fun this time around than side missions. They're still side missions, but they're pretty fun in this game. The graphics are exceptional. Being my first PS5 game, I was not disappointed. It looked and played wonderfully with excellent scope to the entire city. The city is the same as the first one, but it's just as fun traveling around it, and the set pieces are, guys, there's a bridge scene that literally my jaw, I think, disconnected from my mouth and just fell on the floor, and I had to take a few minutes to pick it back up. It was so good, this set piece. The graphics and animation are beyond a doubt some of the best ever, and I would say this is like one of the first games you should play on your PS5 because it looks phenomenal. So the game's negatives, if there are, it feels a bit too similar like the first one, and definitely more of a spin-off or expansion than a full game. It's only 6 hours maybe the main story, and maybe 12 to 15 hours to complete everything, so it's definitely on the shorter side. I personally enjoyed that, though, being short because I don't have all the time in the world anymore. But I feel like the story could have been an extra 3 hours. I still would have been satisfied. So the story did feel a little bit short in that sense, especially for almost a $50 game. It's a little expensive. Overall, though, an amazing game. I really have to say, this franchise is going really strong now with the first great title, a great spin-off, and I'm sure, too, from the trailer, it looks absolutely stunning. I'm going to have to give Miles the same score I gave the original, which is a 9 out of 10. And another amazing game in this franchise. Well worth your time to play. And if you're getting a PS5, this should be your first game to showcase its power. It's great.
Everybody get out!
Don't worry, I got you! No!
Thank you.